wanna speak while you're distracted by the levels you dare to climb. A straight shooter with nostalgia I haven't felt in a long while. You make it feel like it's the arcade when we're playing pixel out until the day breaks. We'll keep breaking down, let's hope the next play things change, the score is rising as the screen fades. They ain't over when you stay. Now who's that saying they're the pinball wizard? He moves too slow with his grubby little fingers. Keep pressing buttons and see what gets triggered. I'll just smile and watch him reconsider again.
Stop.
Yeah, you stop. So this is the translator, Raphael Aguiar. Am I saying that right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. I know we've been going back and forth for like the last half an hour trying to sort out the technical difficulties, but Melk,
No, that's fine.
Melk is, man, he's one of my favorite fighters out of Brazil right now. One of my favorite fighters in the
thank you,
division. So I wanted to make sure that we had somebody, that could. I want to ask good questions and I want to make sure they get through. So thank you for giving me your time, and thank you, Melkman. That's what I'm going to call you, the Melkman. So we're going to start off just right off the bat. First, I want to know how you're doing. How's your family doing? You just had a fight 2 weeks ago, so are you back in the gym? How's everything going since then?
Do I have to translate Melk or no?
Yeah. Now, Raphael, it's all you take the stick after me from now on.
Ok, right. Ele perguntou como você tá, como tá a família, voltando pra academia agora, como tá?
Man, I'm very good. I mean, go back for train because I don't like stop. I like every time train. It is.
It's got to feel good. It's got to feel good.
My family is very good. My daughter, oh man, 1 month. Estava longe da minha filha 1 mês e na verdade esse ano eu passei mais tempo viajando que com a família, então estou aproveitando bastante esse dia.
This year I spend more time like away than being in family, so it's really nice to be back.
Yeah, no, I was going to get to that in just a moment, but I mean, you haven't had a fight in Brazil, I believe, since your UFC debut. All of your fights have been abroad. You've been in Las Vegas a whole lot, just in Mexico City. But I did want to get to that. Are you looking forward to potentially getting on a card in Brazil later this year? I know you mentioned UFC Atlanta. You want to get back in there in June, which, I mean, you're very active. But is it bother you that you're always fighting, in enemy territory, I guess we could say? Is that not something you really care about, or you looking forward to getting hopefully on a card in Brazil soon?
Ele perguntou a respeito de você estar sempre lutando fora do seu país, que você tem o interesse de voltar para Atlanta, né, no próximo que tem aí. Mas se isso te incomoda ou não de estar sempre lutando fora, ou se você pretende lutar num card no Brasil.
This is my dream. He gonna fight in Brazil. But I don't know se this year's go event because tinha programado para ter um evento agora em maio, mas não vai mais ter. Então eu espero muito, se estiver vendo no Brasil, lutar. Mas enquanto isso eu quero sair na porrada.
Now, supposedly an UFC event was supposed to be held here in Brazil, but it seems that they have canceled and only had called off. But it's just a dream fighting in my country. And quer dizer alguma coisa, Mel?
Não, foi pra ver.
Okay. So it's just a dream fighting in my country. Yes, I'm really into fighting here. But it's not a problem for me fighting abroad.
No, it's not a problem at all. I mean, I was going to say, you seem to be like a guy that strives, actually, when you're in enemy territory. It really popped out to me in UFC Seattle, that impressive finish that you had over Andre Fili. I'm not sure if you knew this, but, Andre Fili, of course, he's from, that area, so it was a hometown guy. But on top of that, it was his mother's birthday and everything. It seemed like that guy had a whole lot of momentum. He had everybody in the stadium rooting for him. And, I mean, you pulled one of the slickest arm-in guillotines I've seen in a little while. So how did that feel? Does it feel good to upset a crowd, that's entirely against you, or does it feel better, to go out there with the entire, country like Brazil behind you? Because surely it's got to feel great.
Yeah. Você se sente melhor sendo empurrado pela sua galera ou meio que chateando a galera local de outros países, igual você fez com o filho, que era o dia do aniversário da mãe dele e ele tava em casa e você destruiu tudo?
Eu tive uma experiência apenas no Brasil, só que o público era todo do meu adversário, que também é brasileiro, né? Thiago Moisés. Então ainda não tive essa experiência de lutar com o meu público. Mas eu me sinto muito bem lutando na casa do adversário. Eu gosto muito de tirar esse método dele.
I'm feeling really good fighting away. Although actually, when I fought in Brazil against Thiago Moses, all the fans, it was like they were supporting him instead of me. So it seems to me that I've been always away, so I'm super used to it.
Yeah, that's really funny. No, that's interesting. I appreciate that perspective. But I did want to go back. You mentioned UFC Atlanta. I think that is June 16th. I might have the day wrong by just a couple. And we'll get into the matchups at UFC 314. That's a reason why I wanted to speak to you before this weekend. Was it's a featherweight heavy card. And I'm sure you're going to end up facing one of the many 8 to 10 featherweights that are on this card sometime, maybe even later this year. But June 16th, as early, just a couple months away, UFC Atlanta. Was there anybody that you had in mind specifically? I know, a lot of fighters will just fight who the UFC gives them. But the UFC also rewards fighters, who have a call out or a name in mind, as we're going to see with Gene Silva and Bryce Mitchell. Is there anybody specifically you have your eyes on? You're moving up. You have 3 wins in a row. It's the most consistency you've had, most momentum in the UFC. Is there a name specifically, maybe somebody that's already fought this year that you have in mind for Atlanta?
No, man. No name specific, because this moment I want to fight. This moment I don't specific name now. But after my next fight is okay. I look this name. But now, because very people, Melk, you gonna go top 5, top 3. But the moment you go for the top 5, top 3, the fighter don't want to fight me. I don't understand. But me, I love fighting. I love every time I fight. This year, my focus is four fighters this year. Eu já fiz 2, né? Falta mais 2 ou mais.
No, yeah. Go ahead.
Rafael, finalzinho.
No, you. Oh, I think Raphael's a little laggy. No, you've been very busy this year already. Like I said, 2 fights in the last, in a 35-day period is very impressive. A lot of fighters, they do that. What you've done this year in 4 years. So I love. That's one of the things I love about you. On top of it, you have 6 fights in the UFC, only 2 of them going to decision. You're like a parent to UFC fighters. And I mean that, like, you're somebody that other UFC fighters should look up to, in the sense that whether you're winning the fight or not, you're always hunting for the finish. So is that like a mentality that you've adopted? Like, hey, I'm in the UFC, I need to finish this guy? Or do you think that's a sheer instinct of your fighting style, like the way that you fight?
Rafael, ajuda aí. Rafael.
Tá me ouvindo? É que deu uma travada aqui.
Ah, tá.
Ele questionou a respeito de você é um cara que sempre busca finalização ou é mais instinto mesmo na hora da luta?
Eu treino tudo. Na verdade, eu não sou striker. Eu sou grappler. Minha base é de chão. Só que eu não gosto de fazer luta chata e, assim, eu gosto de trocar porrada. O meu estilo é trocar porrada. Só que eu treino muito chão, muito parte de grappler. Então, quando as pessoas vão me quedar, eu já estou preparado pro chão. Na verdade, assim, todo mundo quer se tocar porrada comigo até levar uns 2 chutes no braço. Aí quer me jogar pro chão.
No, y- yeah. Go ahead.
Rafael, Rafael. Até
Fighters want to exchange some punches with me until they've been kicking in the arteries, so they just knock me down and start, the grappling things. I'm not a striker. My base is all in grappling, and I don't like this kind of fight on the ground. So I prefer striking a lot, but I'm prepared for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all see that you're very well prepared for wherever the fight goes. Speaking of that, I want to mention a fight last week. It has nothing to do with your division. It's just gotten a lot of backlash. You may have already heard of this fight, but there was a fighter last week. His name's Torres Finney. He made his UFC debut. He finished the fight with 13 minutes of control time. So he controlled pretty much the entire fight, but he landed 4 significant strikes for the entire duration of the fight. Do you ever see yourself being in a position where you have 13 minutes of control time and landing only 4 significant strikes? And if not, why?
Teve alguma luta no anterior em que o rapaz teve...
I see.
Ok.
Pode continuar.
Não, se você se vê nessa situação, assim, de um tempo de 3 minutos de controle e apenas 4 strikes no meio disso tudo, se você se vê nessa situação...
Never. I love fight, but I love danger. I love hard, but brother, man, 30 minutes. This situation no good for me, bro. I love it.
I think I understood all of that.
4 strike, bro.
4.
Yeah, it's kind of boring for him, so he prefers the strike.
Yeah,
Deu
that
4 socos na luta toda, mano. Ganhou, não dá, velho. Eu assisti a luta. But,
I've watched the fight and
quase
no
dormi.
way for this.
no way.
Quase eu dormi.
No way. I knew it. There's no way. You like to deal damage, so I knew what the answer was. Yeah. So speaking, I brought up another fight. I'm gonna bring up a couple more fights, and then I have a few questions for you, and then we'll call it. But I want to focus on 314 for a minute. Like I mentioned, you know this. We all know this. It's a featherweight heavy UFC card. I mean, it's the future of the featherweight division really relies on what happens this weekend. So I wanted to get your opinion on some of the big featherweight matchups. I mean, we have top 5. We have a belt. We have just outside of the rankings, there's a lot of guys. So I want to start with the Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson fight. I'm just curious to kind of get your input on how you think that fight's going to go.
This is crazy, bro, because Dan Ige, very push in the hand, but Saúde,
He's a grasshopper.
very tall, very tall.
Yeah.
Man, this fight, I don't see look fight. Eu não consigo ver sendo uma luta boa. Porque o Saúde ele pontuou muito, daí vai caçar pra bater, mas eu não sei como é que vai ser. Sinceramente, eu não sei, porque assim, o Dengue é muito pequeno perto do Saúde, o cara é um gigante.
Yeah, I think it's quite shorter compared to the other one, and I have mixed feelings about it. I don't know. He scores a lot, but in the meantime, the other one is really tall, so it's gonna. I have no opinion about it. It's kind of crazy fight.
Yeah, it's going to be...
My opinion. I'm sorry. Saúde, every time 3 round and pontuação, fala, pontuation, como é?
He scores.
Scores. Time, kick, and procurando distância. E daí vai todo tempo caçar para pegar. Se entrar uma mão, é fantástico. O problema é que o Saúde é muito alto. Vamos ver como é que vai ser. Eu tô curioso pra essa luta.
Yeah, I'm just curious about this fight.
Yeah, we're all very curious about this fight, as well as the next few ones. They're not going to get any easier for you, Milkman. But I want to get your thoughts on the Bryce Mitchell-Gene Silva fight. That's a big fight. Of course, Gene Silva, he's Brazilian. First off, have you ever trained with Gene or anybody at the Fight Nerds? And then secondly, how do you see that fight going?
Já treinou com o Jean já em algum momento?
Ainda não treinei. Ele é meu amigo, a gente conversa direto, eu já falei que eu vou treinar na academia dele lá, eu tô devendo uma visita pra eles. Eu conheço bem todo mundo lá, o Caio, meu amigo também, o Ruf, mas ainda não tive a oportunidade de treinar.
I go for gym. They are all my friends. We've been in touch a lot, but we never had the opportunity of fighting, training together.
Okay. And what about? Do you think? How do you think that fight's gonna go? You think Bryce Mitchell's grappling's gonna be overwhelming for Jean, or do you think he's just too much for Bryce to handle on the feet?
O que você acha do grappling do oponente do Jean? Vai ser muito, vai carregar muito, sobrecarregar muito?
Eu sou suposto dizer que o grappling do Bryce Mitchell, tirando o campeão, o grappling dele ou é o melhor ou é o segundo melhor da divisão.
Mitchell grappling, discarding the champion, either the first or the second, the best for the division. He's grappling.
Yeah. His grappling's insane. I think it's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm just as excited to see that fight as I am for the Sean Woodson fight, as I would to see your fight in June. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm fired up. I hope you get on that card.
Sobre a luta, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
My vision. Jean, man, you have a mission in the hand. But eu vejo favoritismo. Eu não vejo um grande favoritismo assim. Eu vejo um leve favoritismo do Jean, que eu acho que ele entrou na mente do Bryce Smith. Só que eu não sei como foi a preparação dele. O Jean também tem um bom jiu-jitsu. Mas ele não pode deixar o Bryce Smith grudar nele, porque o Bryce Smith tem um ótimo grappling, entendeu? Mas o Jean, eu acho que ganha por nocaute.
Yeah, probably Jim is gonna win by like knockout one. The only thing that Jim has to be aware of has to do with the clinching situation, because Mitchell it's really aggressive this way. So keeping the distance and trying to knock him down, knockout him.
That's really good insight. Yeah, no, he's got to be careful in those clinches. I didn't think a whole lot about that, and that's why I'm asking the professional. I just want to get one more fight opinion out of you, and it's the biggest one of the night. I'm really curious how you see Volkanovski and Diego Lopez playing out. Do you think Volk's he's at the edge of his career? You think it's Diego's time? How do you see that one going out, and why?
Eu acho que é o momento do Diego e o Volk já está no final da carreira. Como que você acha que vai ser isso?
Não, eu acho que o Volka tem lenha para queimar ainda. Eu acho que o Volka ganha essa luta. O Diego tá muito bom, tá muito preparado. Eu não sei como foi a preparação do Diego para essa luta, porém, olhando as lutas anteriores, o Diego Lopes ele tem uma explosão muito forte, que é a vantagem dele. Eu acho que o Diego Lopes tem a vantagem do primeiro e segundo round. Se ele deixar passar no terceiro round, aí a vantagem vai pro Volkanovski, porque ele cresce muito a partir do terceiro round. Se o Diego Lopes não finalizar o nocauteado até o segundo round, eu vejo a vitória do Volkanovski por decisão ou por nocaute, do terceiro round em diante.
Diego has to get his done in the first two rounds. If it goes to the third one, probably Volkanovski has some advantage and would be a really problem for Lopez.
That's a really good analysis. I was thinking the same thing. The longer this fight goes on, the more in favor of Volk it plays, just for experience. But no, I just wanted to get your opinion. 314, it's a huge card, especially for the featherweight division, and I think you're one of the rising stars in that division. So, it was important, it was valuable to get your insight on those fights, so I appreciate it. Just a couple more questions I have for you personally. Maybe someday down the line, we could do a little bit longer interview where I get to know more about your personal life and, upbringings, bullying, a lot of those things that made you into the person that you are. But first, I just want to say I'm grateful for both Raphael. Thank you for your time, sir, and Melk. I really appreciate you guys taking the time.
Thank you, bro.
But just a little question about you and your style. Is there anybody in the UFC, past or present, You know, I know you're a fan of guys like George St. Pierre, even Andre Fili, who you beat in Seattle, you were a fan of for a little while. But is there anybody specifically, past or present, that you studied or you stolen from their game because you like just so much?
Alguém do passado, do presente, que você se espelha bastante. Eu sei que você gosta muito do Philly, que você derrotou, do Saint-Pierre também, mas alguém que parece muito com o seu estilo, ou no presente, ou no passado, com o qual você se identifica e tem como exemplo, modelo.
Anderson Silva. Eu assistia muito a luta dele.
Anderson.
Quando eu comecei a treinar, a start training, every time sempre gostei. I love it.
While fighting games, you know, the controller, the player one was always Anderson, the Spider Silva.
I'm training. My first training. I'm in play game and UFC and Anderson Silva. I'm a kick. I like the kick. In my training, I train the kick. This kick. Anderson Silva, my inspiration. Every moment. For me, the best of the world, of the time.
Oh, absolutely. I think I got most of that, especially with the PlayStation controller. If you're playing UFC 5, I gotta get my ass whooped one of these days. I'll send you a message. I'll send you a message.
Yeah, man. My idea, Melk Costa, man.
Hey, I'll beat Anderson Silva with Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell. But yeah, I was gonna ask you, you know, any hobbies outside of, you know, the mats that you had. I saw, you know, video games, cooking. Is there anything else that you do that just day to day it would resonate with a lot of fans? You know, besides training, anything like you like cooking, video games. What are some hobbies you like to do that fans could relate to?
Well, I'm a simple people. I like my video game. I like movie. I like moving Bollywood. I love Indian movie.
Bollywood. That's the first.
Boy, this it's crazy, but I love it. I don't know, man, but I love it. This is very fake, but I very funny for me. I love it city. I love my recovery, my house. I love vacation, my wife, my daughter. It's simple for me. My training and outside my training, my family.
That's amazing. That's an amazing answer. His English is really good. Raphael, that's you. That's his English teacher, right?
I've been working a lot.
A lot of overtime, huh?
Yeah, twice a week, bro.
8 months. That's really good. So I tip my hat to both of you. I have one more question.
Engaged to that, so
yeah,
it makes things easier.
He doesn't take breaks from fighting, but he takes breaks from English. We need to maybe. The only other thing I got for you, and then I'm gonna give you a minute at the end to shout anything out before I upload this. But if you could train one martial art, all right, this is the century-old question. You train one martial art for the rest of your life. Which martial art would that be?
Se tivesse que lutar uma arte marcial o resto da sua vida, qual seria?
Specific one?
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
And why is it? What's your reason for that?
Because jiu-jitsu, a new man is go with jiu-jitsu and o old man again. Tipo, uma pessoa nova pode fazer jiu-jitsu e uma pessoa velha também consegue fazer jiu-jitsu. Entendeu?
Yeah, it's like
young
people, old people, they all can practice jiu-jitsu. So this is the reason why, you know, it's really complete.
I agree.
Existem vários tipos de posições, o estilo de vida do jiu-jitsu. Existem vários jeitos de treinar que você não machuca seu corpo. Então, uma pessoa bem velha consegue treinar jiu-jitsu sem se lesionar.
Even if you are old, if you get old, you may not have any injury because there are a lot of positions in jiu-jitsu that do not cause any harm to you, you know. So maybe jiu-jitsu will be the best fight style for me in the future.
I agree with that. I train jiu-jitsu myself religiously. It's my favorite sport. I've met a lot of contacts from it. I mean, it's amazing. So that's the right answer. That's a good one. But I won't take you any longer. I really enjoyed both of your company. Hopefully we could do it again sometime down the line because there's just not a lot of interviews with the Milkman. And I'd like to see a lot more interviews. I think you're going to have a huge fan base. I think the future is really, really big for you. And I'm really grateful for your time. So I just wanted to give you a minute. If there's anything you want to shout out, social media, anything specifically, projects that you might be working on, or just people in your life, just wanted to give you a minute to mention any of that.
Algo que você queira anunciar a respeito de você, das suas redes sociais, algo que você queira dizer, deixar alguma mensagem, algo tipo.
My message for every time, every moment, how for the children of the world. Not just vitiligo, but every problem. Como é que fala autoimune?
Self-immune problem.
Self-immune problem. Guys, the world is beautiful. The world is beautiful. His life is beautiful. Depression is crazy. I speak português now. Pessoas, o que eu tenho que falar para as crianças é que o mundo é lindo. Você pode se amar. Você pode se amar, sabe? O mundo é perfeito, é belo, a vida é linda. Porque acontece muitas tragédias por besteiras, às vezes por um apelido, por algo que não tem nada a ver, entendeu? O que eu tenho que falar é isso, o mundo é belo. A criança tem que aproveitar mais. Sair mais da internet, das coisas pesadas e começar a aproveitar mais a vida.
World is a beautiful place, no matter the condition you are. For those kids with some self-immune disease, condition, I understand that society put a lot of pressure on them, so just try to relax, live your life, and be happy. And I would like to be a role model for those kids, not only with the vitiligo condition, but also for other diseases that show themselves to the world to be happy and trust themselves and just to seize the best of the world.
That's a beautiful message, man. And you most certainly are a role model for those people. I know it's a minority group of people, but a lot of minority groups of people, they struggle with things that the rest of the world can't understand. So that's amazing. I can tell you most certainly are a role model to those people, and you're a role model to a lot more people than just people suffering from vitiligo. So I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you a whole lot more as a fighter. Thank you, Raphael, for your time as well, sir. And hopefully we could do this again in the future, maybe around your next fight, maybe after that when you get some time off. It doesn't seem that you ever take any time off. You're going to have 9 fights by the next time I hear from you, probably. But God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you both, and good luck to you. Yeah, we'll be watching you, man. We'll be watching you with a very close eye. All right. All right, you two take it easy. Thank you so much again, Raphael.
Thank you so much. All the best in time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.